I think there's one thing that we can say today is, sí se puede. Yes, we can. For many years, I've been having this conversation about a sport. I don't play any sport. When I was at City College, in '88, I did took all my physical education class because I wanted to keep busy. So I took from badminton to to track and volleyball and swimming, but all are elementary as a student at the college that I wanted to keep myself healthy. And I also know that having two youngest brothers, one who is a captain in JetBlue for the last 20 years, I think that a lot what he have accomplished being a pilot for JetBlue, started being in the track team at Aviation High School. I have my other brother who do the city governmental relations for Tandy Napoli, Carlos Rodriguez, who I know a lot got to do with him being in the baseball team in the high school that he went in Queens. So my approach with sport is that this field is more than competitions. This is about wellness. This is about recreation. This is about being sure that all athletes, it doesn't matter the field that they pick, provide the opportunity. I think that, first of all, we're working with the great and the best stakeholders around the sport that you will hear from some of them, I'm not going to be starting naming names because I don't want to leave anyone out. But here we have most of the most important citywide sport institutions are represented in this initiative. They are the ones who make this happen. But this would not happen without this level of collaboration and planning that from day one, I did it together with Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, with Speaker Corey Johnson, Public Advocate Jomani Williams, and my colleague. So today I want to start, for this group to hear from two athletes that I think that you will hear from them for a few minutes, and then we get into the co-sponsor of this bill from Brooklyn Borough President. I want to give you first my daughter, but she's also in the sport field. She has a few words to say about her experience, and then we will hear from the other person that I have no doubt could be a great director of this program that have been working for so many years in the shadow of some of those people that you were here from this group today. But Fia, let me give you Yarisa Rodriguez.
Hi, my name is Yarisa Rodriguez. I've been swimming competitively for the past 5 years at Asphalt Green, the swimming program led by head coach David Rodriguez. Him and his coaching staff have helped me and many other swimmers improve our swimming, sportsmanship, and discipline. Swimming has shown me how strong I am and what I'm capable of. Swimming has also given me a community of people that support and care about my achievements both in and out of the pool. In sports programs such as swimming, kids become a part of a team that soon become your second family. In the past 5 years, I've learned a lot about myself from swimming. I've learned discipline, time management, and most importantly, my own strength. It's very important that every kid gets the experience that I've been afforded to as a member of my team. But as of right now, this is not always possible for everyone. Not every child can join a competitive team at their school or even outside of school. Every kid in New York City should have a chance to find an interest in a competitive sport and I believe that the Office of Sports, Wellness, and Recreation will help more kids like me to get into a competitive sport that they enjoy.
From Brooklyn, before you were here from the co-sponsor of this bill, I want to give you Nsinga Presco an Olympic fencer and gold medal. Woo!
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for coming here today. Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez, for introducing this historic bill that's going to change the lives of so many New Yorkers. I've been working with Councilmember Rodriguez since the beginning, and thank you so much for allowing me to collaborate on the vision and really design the purpose of this office. My name is Nzinga Prescott. I'm a two-time Olympic fencer, world champion for Team USA. I'm from East Flatbush area of Brooklyn. Sports are thank you. Thanks. Sports are a powerful tool. They are a doctrine where you learn to set the standard for effort, discipline, commitment, and skill. The learnings of sport empowered me to achieve incredible things in sport and outside of sport, and I largely credit it for inspiring a mind where I can push myself to excel in all areas of life, academically, professionally, and culturally, and with my family. I've gone to the best schools in the city because of sport. I've traveled the world and had extraordinary experiences because of sport. I've secured my professional position in consulting because of sport. Beyond the access that sports enable, in terms of character development, sports have helped me establish a high standard of discipline and resilience. As my swimmer here was saying, it's enabled me to become the best version of myself, and I'm always aspiring for excellence. The form of enrichment when we learn to push ourselves and can simultaneously find joy in effort. That's what Olympism is. Finding the joy in effort is a life-changing exposure. And from there, I learned purpose and vision, how I can achieve a dream and make it happen, such like this one. This has been my dream for so long. I've been working with this. I was just speaking with Nick about how I met with public advocate Jamani Williams way back in 2014 when I introduced this idea of centralized sport and that everyone should have access to this gift because it's changed my life. And so the transformative power of a sport is well documented and I've lived it. But I was one of very few in Flatbush, one of one, who had the access to this caliber of sport education that I had access to and has changed my life. But I've seen on the other end of the spectrum, this is not always the case. There's an abundance of access in parts of the city that my community was excluded from. And if we talk about the wealth gap, if we're not equipping our people, our communities with the tools to mobilize, then how can we talk about a wealth gap? So we need to provide these opportunities for growth. Because sports system today requires significant dollars for families, this opportunity to develop our best selves is scarce, and communities like mine are often excluded, especially in non-traditional sports and to access the highest level of performance. Today we're making monumental strides to change the system and narrative. This bill will mandate sports education of all levels, from recreation to competitive. No matter family income or geography, we're eliminating barriers. So I'd like to really thank Councilmember Rodriguez, Speaker Council, Eric, Borough President Adams, and Public Advocate Jamani Williams, who's been with me since the very beginning of this journey. So thank you all, and thank you to our community partners who helped make this happen. You guys were the heroes who give our kids what they deserve. So I'm looking forward to city and government support to make this all happen and a reality. And as in very New York fashion, we are the innovators, the realist ones, the one who will set the precedent for what sports should look like in our country. So it's doable.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you.
So with that, now let me thank you. You know, without your leadership, we would not be here today.
Yes.
And the person that first approached me and called me to say, Danis, we need to do something about sport. Someone also that, you know, we have from Wendy and others, this is about, I know that, you know, you are the result. Also, a lot of people that invested in you. So that's what we need. But now I'm going to give you the Brooklyn Borough President, the first person who called me to discuss this bill. The person who say, I want for you to introduce this bill. And we work together from day one. This is about his vision, together with Speaker Johnson. He's going to try to make it here, but he's in another rally too. So now let me give you my partner with this, making this bill a reality, discussing from day one, Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you know, I always wanted to learn how to fence. You know, this is really a great moment. Sports is not a nice to have. Sports is a must have. When you rob young people of the opportunity to participate in sports, you're really robbing them of planting the seeds that are needed to have a healthy, productive life. And there's something else that's missing in this conversation. If you were to do a mapping of where high level of violence, high level of obesity, high level of mental health, depression, high level of all of these other issues, you will find the absence of organized sports activities. It is something that we have ignored for so long. And having sports is not merely putting up a basketball net. That is what you do in poorer communities. Real sports and organized sports would include fencing, wrestling, swimming, all of those other sports that are excluded from those communities that are suffering on many levels. And then the mental health aspect of it. COVID has made a major impact on the mental health of our young people. If you just look at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention numbers, they speak for themselves. We have witnessed between the ages of 12 and 17 years old about a 31% increase over 2019. And we're not examining how the absence of real organized sports is playing a role in this mental health crisis that we are facing. But also screen time. Screen time is through the roof now. Children are looking at their screens, playing these solitary games by themselves, not learning the beauty, as it was just shared, of teamwork and how we work together. All the mental health professionals are talking about this increase, and students also have suffered physically. Connected to the lack of sports, we're seeing childhood obesity is reaching crisis numbers and at an epidemic level. Students are dropping out of school. School rosters in New York City have already lost 31,000 students compared with last year, 3.4% of the district's enrollment. This is a major crisis that we are looking at. We have to reverse the trend. And so we have an Olympic champion that has become our champion for students behind her and young people behind her. She did not take her medal and abandon the young people in her city, and she's really a hero to all of us. We need and must reinstitute organized sports throughout this entire city. I found this alarming in 2018 when I did a survey of Brooklyn schools and found that out of 307 schools surveyed, only 130 had dedicated gym space. This is alarming, and it's an indictment on our entire city. And so today we're calling for the position of a sports czar to oversee school and youth sports and the infrastructure and support of these programs. We are proud to support this intro 1959-2020, which will create an Office of Sports, Wellness, and Recreation. This will help address some of the inequities that we are witnessing. And I know the power of lifestyle, the power of sports, the power of instilling exercise inside your regimen throughout your entire life. We can prevent many chronic diseases if we start out early and institute organized sports. So to all of these heroes and sheroes that are behind me, the coaches, the players, all those who are involved in this, I start my morning reciting a quote that came from my head of my team, or my coach gave me over 42 years ago. And it has empowered me, and it has instilled the leadership that I need. And let's continue to have organized sports. Great job, Councilman. Great job to all of you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you, Borough President. You know, in my local district that I represent, Washington High, we have the Fort Washington Armory. And the Armory will not be able to establish and expand the track and field without the runner. So now first let me call you Karen Campbell from the New York Roadrunner.
Thank you so much, Councilman and Borough President and Nzinga. Your energy has been inspiring. At New York Roadrunners, many know us for putting on the New York City Marathon, but what you may not know is that we provide youth running programs for hundreds of thousands of youth, primarily in New York City, but also nationally as well. And really what we're excited to partner here and be one of the supporters of this bill, because we value and see the value in ensuring that everyone has an opportunity to engage and to be inspired and to lift themselves up through sport. So whether that's running or rowing or gymnastics or tennis or fencing, we're thrilled to be one part of the puzzle, and it takes all of these groups coming together to really provide the breadth of opportunities that our city needs and that the kids deserve. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Another leader when it comes to expose all children. It's not about one group. It's about white, black, Anglo, Jewish, Asian, Latino. So when it comes to competitors, let me give you Wendy Hilliard from Wendy Hilliard Foundation.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So nice to be here. I'm Wendy Hilliard, and I'm in the Hall of Fame of Gymnastics. I was the first black to compete for the United States in rhythmic gymnastics, the one with the ribbon. I went on to become, thank you. I went on to become president of the Women's Sports Foundation, and so I've been an advocate for sports for so many years. But the thing that's closest to my heart is that on Friday, my gymnastics foundation will be celebrating 25 years of providing free and low-cost gymnastics to urban youth, over 20,000, here in New York City. And thank you. What we found out is the importance of sports. Nzinga is an example. Can you imagine what you can do with sport? Gymnastics is one of the best athletes in the world right now, you all, is Simone Biles, and she's a gymnast. So we have to have a place for young people that are inspired by Simone Biles to go to learn gymnastics. It's an expensive sport. That's why we have to all get together to give our youth what they deserve. It can be any sport that they choose, but they deserve it. They need to have this. This is what's been said. It's not just an activity for fun. It's for their health. It's for so that they'll be citizens, good students, they'll give back. But most importantly, we have to do this for our youth. It's been an honor of mine. It's so wonderful to work with everyone here. But you know what I say? You've got to do it for the kids. This bill is incredibly important. And I know this and do this on behalf of all the kids. So for me, I'll give you a gymnastic salute and hope that you support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a few more people. Now let me call Peter Feldman from the Forest Sport for Good Foundation USA.
Thank you, Councilmember. I'm Peter Feldman, the New York City Program Officer for Laureus USA. We're a foundation that supports programs that use sport for youth and community development, going way back to our founding patron, Nelson Mandela, more than 20 years ago, who firsthand saw the power of sport in his own country. Here in New York, we're a grant maker, we're a capacity builder, and we're a coalition builder. And many of our programs that we support and our partners that do this great work on the ground, programs like Peter Westbrook Foundation, programs like Row New York, are doing incredible work for young people in the city. We're really excited to see the establishment of this office that's going to make sport more accessible and equitable for young people here in New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's call now Todd Sower on behalf of Asphalt Green. It's too tall.
Too tall. Thank you again. Asphalt Green, we're really excited to be here to see the passing of this bill. The key word we've been hearing today is opportunity, and we need to provide more opportunity to all the youth of New York, through our competitive leagues, our playground programs, but also our community programs. Again, with funding and with the bill being passed, we do see more opportunity for all of the youth in New York with all these organizations. We want to see New York back on top, back in shape. Again, virtual world is a cool one, but we all want to get these kids back active, teaching them sports and getting them on those principles. Thank you again. Really excited.
Thank you. Sport, again, you guys represent all discipline, right? And we have two more from different disciplines. But before that, I want to call Nick, who is the Deputy Public Advocate. Also, we've been working together with bills like this for so many years.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. All right, Mr. Borough President, Council Member, thank you so much. I'll be quick. I'm Nick Smith, First Deputy Public Advocate, and I'm going to make 2 quick points. We've seen a lot of devastation across this country, particularly when it comes to discussions about public safety. We saw a particular verdict yesterday, which to some offers hope. But let's think about what these incidents say to our young people, particularly young people of color. It could tell them that they don't matter in this society. But with this bill and with our heroes, Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Prescott, we have a clear signal and message here. Our young people matter. When this bill passes and the director is put into place, that will mean much more opportunity for our young people across this city. Last point I want to briefly make, campaign for physical equity. There are billions of dollars coming to our schools across this city and across this state, including, I hope, for sports and for our school infrastructure. We cannot be sending our young people to schools in this city without the facilities that are commensurate with what they deserve. Am I right about that?
Yep.
Our young people deserve the best facilities and opportunities so that they can thrive, and so that when they turn the TV on and they happen to see some devastating news, they know who they are. Am I right about that?
That's right.
Thank you all so much on behalf of the Public Advocate, and congratulations to our young leaders and champions again. And I got to say, Nzinga's been doing this since 2014. We met in 2014, is that right? This is a long campaign that she is about to be successful with the help of the Borough President and our councilman. So congratulations to you, Nzinga. Thank you so much.
By the way, this bill will be voted today at 4 p.m. at the Park Committee and be voted at the state meeting tomorrow with the support of City Hall, the Speaker, and everyone. And we already started conversation with the Chief of Staff or the Speaker to also create an initiative where every council member should be able to get a pipe of money and be able to allocate it to different local groups that they are also doing sport. We also got even offer by the Armory in Washington Heights. They said, we have a big space. We can offer if you want to start the office here. And I know that this is the same commitment that everyone here will have. So this is something that for me is one of the most important legacy that we will leave in the city of New York. But you know, one sport that also make a difference when a coach have his radio or 50 keeper coach when they do soccer compared to another institution that they charge $3,000-$4,000 and the parent is able to pay and the ratio is 5-7 keeper coach. The quality, the attention is not the same. So now let me call also Lawrence Kahn from the Street Soccer USA.
Thank you, everybody. Street Soccer USA's mission is to fight poverty and strengthen communities through sports. And we wholeheartedly support the leadership here today because you all know and we all know the value of sport intuitively, and we know the experience of it because we've lived it. But the truth is, kids today don't have that experience. It's inaccessible and that's inexcusable because especially in the K-shaped recovery and communities that borne the brunt of COVID, there are adverse childhood experiences. They're impacting the outcomes of our kids' lives, but it doesn't have to be that way. And our coaches, we opened the field with Jamani Williams in Flatbush. Charles, one of our coaches is here, has worked with kids with those ratios the Adonis is talking about. And you see the progress with kids going to school, going to college, developing and fulfilling their promise. So we're very proud to be here. We are honored to be part of this group, and we are behind this office. And we have been here and are growing and are committed long term because that's what it takes. I personally, when I was a child, my family's house burned down. We lost everything, but my sports teams and the community was a safety net there for me. Together, this group can be a safety net for our kids and our families, not just the kids, but the families. Sports brings that together. So we're very proud. Thank you for the opportunity and congratulations to everyone who's worked so hard to make this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you. So to close, I want to acknowledge everyone here. We have the coach from the Inglewood Baseball League. We have also Roberto, who also, work with the adults, because that's another challenge. We call it the sport, wellness, and recreation, is because this office will be working to support everyone. We have the president here, who we just met a few minutes ago, of the City Hall Park, president of the Friends of City Park. you know, as he was not dressing like that, he was dressing with his tool, cleaning the park. It will be important also for identify a different way of how we can support everyone that interact with this in this park. So, and I want also to recognize Richard Cobo from the Youth Service League, who is here, Eliezer Bueno. I think that with that, everyone spoke or being recognized, right? With that, if there any question, aquí para cerrar, queremos dar las gracias al presidente del condado de Brooklyn, Eric Adams, al speaker Corey Johnson, junto con este grupo completo de personas que hacen deporte a nivel de la ciudad. Hoy estamos cerrando una brecha, pasando una ley que va a ocurrir mañana, donde se va a crear la oficina de deporte de la ciudad de Nueva York, que va a ser responsable de poner estrategia e iniciativa de apoyar el deporte competitivo en la ciudad de Nueva York. Any question?